right, you can't choose better. Wisdom is the power to see, the inclination to choose, the intelligence to speak, and the decorum to act in the best possible way at all times. And check those 4 parameters: sight, choice, speech, and action. No matter how beautiful a woman is, you must not lose out on these 4 parameters that defines you. When they say a person is wise, it doesn't just start from what you say that they heard. There are things that propels the things you say, and there are things that propels the action you carry out. And if you don't pay attention to it, it will not complete the equation of being wise. Wisdom starts from sight. It moves to choice. It moves to speech before it moves to action. You know, the Bible says that a wise woman buildeth her house. What exactly is that wisdom? We have heard wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. How do I act wisely? The excellency of wisdom is in God, but there's a participation from men. As a woman, the first thing I want you to know that begins your journey into wisdom is that you stop seeing things ordinarily. An ordinary sight cannot see the extra. You will hear a lot of our fathers and our mothers, when they call them, they'll say, when I met this man, he had nothing, but I saw beyond his presence. But they will also tell you that we were many that were around him at that time. So what made their sight different? Why didn't all the females around such men see what they saw too? Because they have undrew the ability to see things naturally, trivially. The first strength that you must possess to qualify for wisdom is seeing the extra. If you don't see right, you can't choose better. And like I said, you walk through sight into choice. This is one way to even secure your marital choice. Because the sight you are carrying before every man that comes before you is, as a woman that wants to walk in wisdom, you don't see with your eyes, hibernating your mind. You see with your mind through your eyes. If I stand in front of you and I say, imagine an orange. As I'm talking to you, the picture of an orange is already in your mind. Because we don't see with the eyes, we see with the mind. You see well, you choose well, you speak right, and you act right. The interesting part of this equation is that once the sight is missing, it is impossible to get to the destination. Your mind does not have elastic limits. Your mind can stretch to any extent. And the extent you want your mind to go, your mind can go. So the reason why I tell you that you don't see with your eyes is that once your mind can come into a situation, you can picture 10 years, you can picture solutions that are not yet existing because your mind does not have barricade. The reason why we are small and little in our ability to prefer solution is because all that we see is limited to our location as women. I can picture this chair like the chair of a king if I permit my mind to go on that journey. So that is why they say, what did you see in that guy that is making you love him? You just smile. That is the starting point of wisdom. If you are waiting for speech to prove yourself wise, it's only for a short while. Your sight starts your journey. I said how to grow in wisdom. Engage more in reflective and imaginative thinking. Reflective thinking is remembering things that has happened in the past, right? Imaginative thinking is picturing what will happen in the future, right? And when you engage reflective thinking, it provides better solution than what you did when it happened to you. So when you sit down, think about the things that have happened to you in the past. How many people does it happen to here that when you are thinking about what happened to you in the past, it comes to you like, and I will have done this so, and it will have been better. Do you know that your mind does not see it as it's in the past? Your mind keeps it in the chambers of your heart. Anytime you are faced with similar situation, it brings it forward to you. So your choice now will now be better than the past. You are better and wiser. A lot of time when we engage in reflective thinking, we go through the road of regret than the road of better option. So when you go through reflective thinking, what happens? You remember what happened in the past and you imagine or you consider a better action you will have taken. That consideration to your mind is not a consideration, is a possible solution for another event. Imaginative. Have lived with yourself too much to know what can possibly happen to you. So when you imagine what can happen to you and you profile a possible action you will give to it, by the time you are faced with that action, you are never left without an option. Reflective and imaginative thinking makes you wiser. A lot of spiritual sisters are high in the spirit but low in intellect. And that is why a lot of times there are struggles in the heart of brothers. A lot of times what happens to spiritual brother is There's intellectual capacity here. There's spiritual capacity here. How do I do it? They will now be doing emotional flirting. Talk with this one 8 to 9. Talk with this one 9 to 10. Chat with this one 12 to 1. Chat because man must survive. But I want to raise ladies that they are a well of wisdom, both spiritually and intellectually. Power to see, inclination to choose, intelligence to speak, and the decorum to act. Never forget the word decorum. No matter how wise you are, you must also be calm. But a woman sometimes or seldomly shy away from wisdom, thinking that, daddy what is she? Daddy what my hand, who is daddy what? Mommy what to wonder it.
Just keep on walking with